You know, last time I painted here, the camera blew over, remember? And it got freaking destroyed.
Yeah.
Like the second time using it.
That sucked. Oh. And I was like just looking away too when it started to tip over.
You got like war paint on your face now.
Oh no, do I have paint on my face?
You got burnt sienna.
Do I?
Yeah. All right, it's the return to Leo Carrillo here. So we're looking in this direction and gonna paint this rock here, and then also like the waves going off into the distance. Ariah here was kind enough to lend me an easel. So I'm actually gonna be painting on one of these sort of Pashad boxes for the first time, which will be interesting because I've never had like mixed colors on a palette that's you know, elevated like this. It's gonna be fun picking through his brushes too. We're both painting over old 11x14s. Are you working on an 11x14 today too? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Have you painted over old paintings often or not? Or
a couple of times.
A couple of times?
Out of necessity.
Yeah, super challenging.
It is.
But how was the, like, I gotta ask you, like, how was the results when you did it?
I was actually surprised. You're not able to have as much control or something because there's too much chaos going on, so you have to focus on a good block in.
Exactly.
And not to say that this one's going to be good.
Yeah, no guarantees today. Did you like mass in first, or did you actually draw?
I did use some alizarin to draw in, but I think today I'm just going to try to mass in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I am too. First thing I kind of do is just mix up like an ultramarine and kind of, you know, just block out the old painting, you know, by painting in the sky. And that just seems to help so much. And then I can use like this bit of dark here is going to be the land, right? So, you know, so that already kind of creates the shape a little bit. Now the next color I'll probably do is like mix in the water around here. So mixing a color for the water here using ultramarine, a little bit of phthalo, titanium white, and a touch of this cadmium yellow medium. I'm gonna work around this rock right, there's like a rock right here that's right there. Probably would help if I kind of scrubbed in some dark, but I think I'm gonna just, I think I'm gonna start by just putting the water in. Using a little bit of burnt sienna. Oh, just tipping over. Oh, I didn't, I didn't tighten the leg all the way.
Oh, it's just attacked by the easel.
I know, I'm like, wait, my senses are like, what's happening? I'm like all disoriented. All right, so mixing up sort of a greenish color for the water in the foreground. I can just hear the people in the comments right now. They're gonna be on, how do you paint on that easel? It's shaking. I'm like, if Ariah can do it, I can do it. Right?
Can I though?
I've seen you do it, man. I've seen you, like, thing is just shaking away and you're coming up with amazing results. All right, so it's already, you can kind of see it sort of coming together. We've got a rock in the foreground right here, which is right there. Now I can kind of map in some, or block in some darks here. Are you massing in as well?
Yeah, I'm struggling it in.
Yeah, okay, I see. So you went with massing in the darks on that rock first, right there.
Yeah, I wanted to get a general shape of where I was going to put that rock. I wanted to make sure I left enough room below the rock to have like a lot of interest in the water, but
yeah, I know. I think that's something I could have done. I could have like blocked that in at first just to kind of have the darks established. Putting in the sky, it always helps me for some reason.
Yeah, I think I need to do that too.
Put in that sky, dude. It'll change your life.
All right, I'm doing it.
Putting in some darks here. All right, and I'm just squinting at the scene to kind of simplify it. So now I think I'm gonna put these light bits of rock here, the guano, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, kind of comes down like that. Although I don't want that to be, I don't want it to be too bright to the edge of the canvas. Like having a highlight up here on the rock is cool. Maybe I'll downplay that a little bit. And then, let's see, mix up a little more of the color for the water. and kind of carve out that shape, like right there, something like that. I also want to, I'm thinking too, like I don't want to have the sky come back to about there. And these colors, they don't even have to be exact, it's just because I'm just kind of sculpting at this point. But I kind of like the idea of having the, you know, eye come through like this, as opposed to having the land over here. You know what I mean? What do you think? Like, I think it's better having it, the headlands kind of over there.
I think so too.
Maybe some like white water of the beach kind of coming like that. And then I think there's a rock. Yeah, there's like a rock right here. So the white water is going to kind of come through like that. I'll also add some waves in here somehow. But I think that that arrangement is workable.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I like that better, having that over this way. Because in reality, it's actually out over here, and
right.
that just looks like, I don't know, compositionally, I'm not crazy about that.
Yeah,
so,
it doesn't let your eye in as much.
Exactly, there's something like it's blocking off too much of the distance. So you feel like you're struggling?
Yeah.
Getting rid of that, the original image is, even if it's not accurate, it helps so much. Like when I don't do that, it doesn't work out.
I'm gonna try to cover the whole thing real quick and then take another look at it.
There's like a lot of energy already in here in that foreground water. See, I think if you'd like define the top of the rock right here, like with a background, just kind of carve it out using the negative space of the sky or the water. I guess it's the water. Yeah, that thing, yeah, I mean, I think that's really shaping up for sure.
I'm not sure, but thank you.
I guess we're never sure.
We're never sure.
Are you gonna put like the bright parts on the top of the rocks as well?
I am. I always have, they're so
bright.
To like a white, I always have trouble making that look authentic, but
yeah.
I'm gonna try, yeah.
So I think the next step will probably be to start putting some white water energy in here. I'm seeing what's going on in Ariah's painting and I'm jealous, so I want...
Yeah, right. It looks like you painted that thin enough where you can come over with some white water.
Yeah, actually at this point everything is pretty thin. Now that I'm seeing the composition, I can start really kind of reinforcing the stuff that I like and then hopefully eliminate the things that aren't working.
I can't tell if I want to go blue or purple.
When I'm experimenting, I don't even care if it's entirely accurate. It's more of a value thing as opposed to color.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, all right, I need a light up in the top. I'll just go for like either a cool or warm light. Looks like you're going with like ultramarine and titanium white and a touch of, what was that?
This is the what was that called again? The Williamsburg yellow. The
oh yeah, like a pale yellow or something. Yeah, yeah.
Too bright, maybe?
I don't think so. Like even if just for the sake of putting it on there, just to see how it changes the image by having, you know, that light shape, and then there's that sort of triangular light shape over here.
Yeah. Even
if it's not, you know, entirely accurate, it'll still give you an idea of like, it's going to change how this whole painting reads because it's such a big dramatic part of the composition.
It's true. You kind of need it in there to judge everything else, I guess.
That's exactly right. It's kind of cool using that, like the negative space of the water, to kind of carve out the rocks. But there's a nice sweep going off in this direction, so by dropping those rocks down, it kind of leads the eye a little bit. Yeah,
I agree.
I like it.
I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's going to be that. It's way bigger.
So I think I'm going to stop right here. Lighten up these distant mountains to create some depth. But what I was mostly attracted to was like the shadows on the water here. Kind of push the yellow ochre in here, although in the shadows it looks like I could have even pushed more yellow in there probably. And here's Ariah's painting. I actually really like these strokes out here, these like kind of thick, really defined, you know, strokes right there.
Oh, thanks.
Nice energy down in here too.
It's a hard one.
No, it's tough. Looks good though. course.
Of course.
Come have a look.
Yes.
Just getting started here.
You're a little further ahead than him.
Well, actually, I'm painting over.
Paints very fast.
Nah.
Did you both start at the same time?
He got up late today.
Well,
I just started like a couple seconds ago.
You're thinking too much. Just go with it.
I always overthink it.
Very nice. Yeah.
Remember how I was saying yesterday, I felt like one of the biggest challenges is when your painting isn't working, is just trying to figure out what's wrong with it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like one of the biggest challenges. All right, so here's the first painting I did. I did a few touch-ups when I got home. First of all, there were 3 rocks over here. I lightened the value and eliminated one of the rocks. And then I decided to warm up the water in the foreground here. Once I got it into the shade, I realized that it was just too cool. I like this kind of composition where, you know, there's an element in the foreground, like these cliffs here, and then in the midground, kind of the main subject, and then, you know, a sense of depth or distance as well. All right, so the next day we went to El Matador Beach and did some 30-minute paintings. So this is the first of 2 paintings that I did. Also did a few touch-ups when I got home, just sort of warmed up the sand a bit and then punched up the green in the water. With these 30-minute paintings, I try to do minimal touch-ups. Kind of want to leave it, you know, just sort of leave it as a quick sketch. All right, so for the second 30-minute painting, we decided to do something different. There were some fishing boats out on the horizon and quite a bit of glare on the water. So I decided to keep the boats up at the top third and then try to have the highest contrast around the boats. So you've got this bright glare here, and the boats were backlit, so they appeared to be pretty dark. And then I tried to keep the glare in the foreground not quite as bright, and then also try to create sort of a path leading the eye out to the horizon. All right, so this was a quick trip to Southern California. I actually flew down, so I wasn't able to bring my paints, but fortunately, Ariah was kind enough to lend me an easel and paints and brushes and all that stuff, and we had a great time. Weather was beautiful, so it was awesome. So big thanks to Ariah. I'll put a link to his Instagram down below, so be sure to check it out. Also, if you'd like to see some extra videos and help support the channel, there's a Patreon link down below as well. Other than that, stay creative, and I'll see you guys in the next video.